Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we start with Hermit energy. Interesting. I feel as if there's been I feel like something has happened that's brought us inside of ourselves. Yeah, that we're kind of almost like we're disappointed in something that's happened out there, and so we're just kind of keeping to ourselves right now. We're just like, I don't know, I feel like something kind of gave you a bad taste in your mouth, and you're just like, I'm going to go kind of my own way. And I almost wonder if it's not like a fight, it's not like a big explosion of energy. I feel like it's just kind of like, oh, wow, like you really saw the way someone really is, or you really got a disappointing reality, about someone or some situation, and you just kind of quietly, it's like Homer Simpson kind of backing up into the bushes there. If you've seen that GIF, or as I like to say, a GIF. But I feel as if you just kind of slowly are like backing away from something and like kind of covering, like hiding, putting your cloak over your head and just kind of sneaking out. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's something at work. Maybe it's a relationship thing. But there's introspection going on. There is now this kind of reassessment of what we're doing, where we're going, and let's double check with Spirit, see if we're on the right path. Well, there's your blueprint. This is what you're looking for inside. This is, if we look at the Hermit's lamp, it is the hexagram, right? Well, that's what this is with the 6 of Swords here. This is making sure that your heart and mind are in harmony, and you've got this kind of spiritual download. You got to make sure you're working from the right set of plans, the most up-to-date revision of your software. Yeah, and I think that's what the Hermit's doing now. I think you're in this mode where we're just kind of checking in, making sure like, okay, wait a minute, let me just make sure I've got this right. Let me make sure I'm on the right path here, because something seems not right about things out there. Yeah. Ace of Swords, Devil energy. Yeah, see, 9 of Swords. Something isn't. Ooh, 2 aces. Look at that. That's beautiful. This is beautiful. I think what's going on is this is something that we may have stumbled into, and it's kind of like, whoops, wrong room, sorry. And we just kind of back out and we continue down our path. Yeah, this is like a little detour that we took that, whoops, wrong turn, perhaps, yeah. I don't know if it's a work thing, if it's a relationship thing, but it is, it feels like a lot of drama kind of coming at us like these poison-tipped daggers. So we've got a Queen of Wands, we've got the Ardor Temperance card, we've got the Emperor, and the Sun. Look at those major arcana energies. Very bright energy. We got to get out from underneath this kind of, these are swords that are falling. It's kind of like there's a ton of bricks, coming down, and we just got to step out of the way. This is just one of those, whoops, sorry, I didn't see anything, I'm in the wrong room, and we keep going. Yeah. But I feel like you really are kind of getting back to your path, getting back to your destiny, right? I think this is just it's a detour that we took, and we've just got to kind of course correct a little bit. And I do wonder if this was maybe a relationship, if this was maybe like a friendship, or just some drama that we got tangled up in some kind of drama at work, right? And now it's kind of, if we stay entangled in that, it's going to affect our job. It's going to affect our kind of the quality of our days at work, you know? So it's kind of like we want to just separate ourselves from that, because what's the point of getting involved in that? If it's just going to make your life more difficult, if it's going to jeopardize your job in any way, you know what I mean? If it's negatively impacting your life, is it worth you getting involved in that drama? Yeah. So I feel like we had this, this is, I mean, so nice. We got up this way is perfect. I think we just got a little detour up here and we just need to course correct back here. Now you've got that devil energy underneath you. So it's hard for us not to really be kind of led into these very tempting things. Maybe we really like the gossip, right? Maybe we like the drama of life sometimes. The devil card, this energy, doesn't care what the attachment is, just so long as we've got that like zeal and zest and that enthusiasm towards something. Doesn't care what it is. Could be something good for us, could be something bad for us, relatively speaking. Yeah. So this to me is like, we've got to make sure we put the right mountain in front of the goat for the goat to climb. It could be the worst mountain ever. It could be at the top of the mountain there's just, you know, I don't know, nothing, right? Just some spoiled food or something. We don't want to climb that mountain. It's not going to be anything good for us to stick on that path. So we do have to do this little course correction, and we have to take our goat by the, I don't know, the reins or the horns or something, and just say, no, no, buddy, this way. Here's your mountain. I feel like that's what Spirit's doing. Yeah, and I think you can feel that kind of pull. And I think that's why we're kind of doing this hermit thing right now. Because like, whoa, wait a minute. I think I made a wrong turn. I think I walked into the wrong room. Let me just kind of, let me go inside. Let me do this introspection and check my map, right? And then we set out again, and we've got fire, 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 solar fire, right? Now we're just back on the path on our destiny here. And this is beautiful. This is perfect. Right here, a little detour. Yeah. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. We're just going to set it down over here. We're going to put our tiny little horse, Mr. Ed, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this tarot card reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise of intuition. Okay. All right, another gander. Major, 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 major. A lot of major arcana. This is a spiritual quest for you. This is your destiny, right? We've got fire. We don't have any water. We've got air. And we don't have any earth, right? The earth that we do have really is in the Hermit and the Devil card. This is Virgo and Capricorn, some really, you know, really earthy energies. And so I feel like that's kind of like we have to bring our consciousness down from the heights. We have to bring our spirit back down into matter and check in on what we're doing and where we're at. Let's really assess where we are. What room are you in right now? Right? Because it feels to me like it's a room that's got some booby traps, and this is not the room we want to be in. Whoops. You know, wrong turn kind of thing. So with the Nine of Swords up above everything, I feel like you've got to kind of open your eyes and look around, because you're in a situation now, some sort of entanglement that is not good for you. This is not part of your path. I mean, it is in a way, because everything is part of your path, even the detours, right? This is that part of your path that you are meant to recognize and get away from. Okay? Just because it's part of your path doesn't mean that you have to continue to immerse yourself in this. This is bad news. This is a lot of pain and suffering for not really a good cause. You know? This is getting mixed up in some sort of drama or turmoil or fighting or friction that really isn't serving any purpose here. It's almost like this is your path in the sense that Spirit or the universe is kind of just wants to see what you're going to do. Wants to see if you're going to recognize this and move on. It feels like a test, even though I kind of don't like that idea that, Spirit is testing us. Spirit is we're trying to control our diet, and Spirit just puts a cupcake right in front of us to see what you'll do. It's kind of mean, right? Like you wouldn't do that to your friends, But sometimes that's kind of what we need to do, and we need to be able to. And I don't think it's that kind of personal, with Spirit. I think sometimes it is more it's Spirit manifesting through our guides, Spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angel, right? And that energy is very personal. And that is sometimes putting us in a situation or putting that cupcake in front of us. See what we're going to do. See if we just eat the cupcake without a second thought, well, then we still got some more work to do. Building up our willpower or our resolve or something like that, right? And I feel like that's what this situation kind of is. I don't think it's a cupcake. But I feel like this is in some ways your higher mind, your higher genius, true self, guardian angel, spirit guide, ancestors, right? Whatever you are connected with right now, that is kind of like, has allowed you to wander into this situation and now is kind of saying, okay, when are you going to get out of this thing? Right? When are we going to turn back toward the main corridor of our destiny? How long are we going to spend in this room? Right? I feel like it's getting pretty urgent. I feel like your spirit guide is just about ready to grab you by the arm and yank you out of there. Because I feel like it's a 9 of swords, right? It's not a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of swords. It's a 9 already. So it's like the slowly boiling the water here. You got to probably hustle up, okay? I think it's happening pretty quick. And I think you're in that mode now. I think you've realized that, and you're reassessing. Because see, the Ace of Swords here is us on our straightforward path. We have that straight connection with Spirit or with the Spirit guides now. I do think that you have, I think there's probably a father type figure, grandfather kind of ancestor. It is almost like that kind of sagely person, but I feel like it's an ancestor of few generations removed that is still with you. I don't know if you have a connection with like a great-grandfather or somebody that would be quite old now, right? A few generations removed. I feel like that energy is still with you. I feel like that's one of the forms of your guides right now. I feel like we've just taken that little bit of a detour. Yeah. And it doesn't take much to really yank us back to this central corridor. Yeah. Because you've got the strength and the ambition and the commitment. You got this goat down here. And like I said, that goat can climb any mountain that you put in front of it. It's going to go full speed ahead in whatever direction you point it. If it's up there at that 9 of swords, it's going to stay there until it's kind of redirected. Yeah. But the Ace of Swords is that connection that you have with Spirit or with your spirit guides or with your ancestors. It's a direct line of communication. It is a clear head, right? It doesn't mean that you have all the answers, but it means that perhaps you're asking the right questions. Perhaps you are okay with not having all of the answers and kind of emptying your mind. Lately, this card for me on this channel has been very much about us emptying our minds and not trying to have too much of this intellectual chatter. Because the more we chatter to ourselves and try to debate with ourselves or try to figure things out mentally, At least in now I know that's kind of a slippery slope. We allow ourselves this clear channel with Spirit. But first we have to quiet down all this mental chatter, and that's why the hermit needs to go within. Because the cloak that the hermit wears is us kind of blocking out all of the external distractions, blocking out all of the kind of mental chatter. It's allowing that monkey mind to calm down, focusing on the inner light. This is a card of meditation. This is the card of kind of the temporary kind of retirement, you know. Is taking the sabbatical in a way, and clearing the mind so that we can receive that plan, that download, and then we can, you know, re-energize and activate and go out back into the world and continue on our path. So I think you have this connection, and I think really with the 9 swords up here, we just kind of got lost in this energy. And now we've got to go back to hermit mode so we can get back to the clarity and we can get a clear idea of our plan. Now, maybe you're not a spiritual person at all. Maybe you don't believe in spirit guides or ancestors or whatever. And that's fine. Looking at this energy, you're mixed up in something that is preventing you from seeing your own true course. So by going hermit mode, you're extricating yourself from that entanglement so that you can have a little bit of like clarity of mind, figure out what your plan is, what you really want to be doing, and moving forward with it. Okay, we don't have to take the kind of mystical, magical, spiritual energy with these readings. We can look at these as just very kind of practical energies. Yeah. But the Six of Swords is you coming to the realization that your heart and your mind got a little bit out of harmony. And that's the 9 of Swords. So what we've got to do is reharmonize with that. And I think when you do this hermit kind of mode exercise and we get the clarity and we really kind of contemplate, we receive, we try to formulate a clear plan for the future, I think you're going to know that what you've been doing has been more of a distraction than anything else. Going from that 9, very chaotic, that 9 of Swords. This is very clear, very balanced, very beautiful, right? It's a very good plan. And then we're going to be able to execute the plan. Now we're ready. We've got these 2 aces. This is nice. This is purity and purity. A little bit of a difficulty in the middle here, but we're getting that purity back, and here we go. This is a blip. This kind of looks like a radar even. This is a blip. This is saying that in this chaos, you're going to be able to find your clarity once again and continue forward with your plan, with your path, whatever this destiny is. Okay? I feel like there is, I feel like are you burning something right now? I feel like maybe you're smudging this morning or today. I think before you watched the reading, I think maybe you did, because I feel that there's really, there's like a thick cleansing smoke around you. I don't know if it's incense or if it's smudging with sage or something, but I feel there's really it's kind of a fog around you. And it kind of, as it clears and as it settles, it's kind of representing the calming of your spirit, right? The settling of your soul a bit, the calming of your mind. So your smudging, whatever that is, it's a cleansing, a purification. It is working. Yeah. And I feel like as that smoke settles and clears, so does your spirit, so does your heart and mind. Yeah. I feel like you just did that very recently. Maybe it's just like right now, you know. And I think it's sage anyway. Could be something else. What the Ace of Wands reminds me of is the Palo Santo, the little sticks, you know, and you burn the end of it. And it's very nice. I love Palo Santo. This is you with that kind of clear head, clear consciousness, clear plan, vision forward. And this is This is the activation of it. This is moving forward. This is the will to continue on in this dedicated direction, what you feel is the right direction for you. Away from that distraction. What is that distraction? Is that a relationship? Some sort of an entanglement with some drama at work or with friends or family maybe. I'm not sure. Also, there's something significant about your head or your face right now. I don't know if you got like a kind of a unique haircut or something. I feel like there's something, Spirit's saying there's something different about your head face. Yeah. And so I don't know if maybe you had something done with your teeth or your mouth or some makeup, or the hair is something's like very different, right? You made like you cut all your hair off or something, right? That's my worst nightmare. The Spirit's telling me that there's something very different about that now, yeah? Anyway, let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out the channel, and I really do appreciate that. I really, really do. Okay, we're here now with the Queen of Wands, and this is kind of the, when we get back to our path, and this for anything. When we've had a little detour in life, we get back to things. Now we've got this confidence and this attitude that's just like, we're really raring to go. Nothing's going to distract us now. This is perhaps the gusto with which you begin again. This is, you're doing twice as much. You're working twice as hard. You're going twice as fast. You're trying to do twice as much. Almost like we're making up for lost time. But we feel this surge of energy, this fire energy, that we end up doing a little bit too much and we kind of burn out quickly. Yeah. We're burning the candle a little bit too bright. You know, when you're lighting a candle, you don't want to keep the lighter on the candle, on the wick, right, until it just kind of melts the candle all the way down. No, you light the candle and you put the lighter in a safe place. You don't just keep the flame on there and it just burns twice as fast, right? That's kind of what's going on here. This is energy that is just doubled, tripled energy now. Because I think, one, we feel such enthusiasm now to be back to our work. But then also we feel like we're making up for lost time. Maybe that Nine of Swords is, I don't know, maybe it was an injury or an illness. Could be something like that. I don't really think so, but it's possible for some of you that's what it was. But we have to be careful when we get back to work that we don't just feel like we've got to drive twice as fast. Or that we have to just, well, I was meditating for an hour a day, now I'm at 12 hours a day, right? We're going to burn ourselves out quickly. So the next card we do see is the Art or Temperance card. This is saying, no, there still has to be, obviously, an art or temperance to this thing. It's a very literal card sometimes, the Art or Temperance card. It's kind of just saying, mellow out a little bit. Slow and steady is still the way. You don't have to make up for lost time. This wasn't lost time. This was a part of your path. It was necessary for you to experience that, but the sooner we get back to business, the better. But get back to the same business. Just go at your pace. Don't burn yourself out. Maybe even start slow and build up to things again. Yeah. This is also the card that says the environment will test you. This is the card of the kitchen, right? This is like you're in the test kitchen, you're in the furnace. You are, you got a job on the line in the kitchen, and you're going to be put to the test. It's going to be hot out there. Can you handle it? So in that way, your guides are testing you. In the sense that there will be, in your life, naturally, just in the course of being alive, there will be things that will challenge you, that will test your resolve, that will test your commitment, things that will try to distract you. It's nothing personal. There's life out there. And the more we expand our awareness on this spiritual path, whatever path you're on, the more we expand our awareness, the more we're aware of things, right? And we're aware of how green the grass is everywhere. And we think, God, I'd love to go over there on that green grass. So just through the course of awakening, there's more stuff that's out there to pull us away off of our path. So it's kind of like there will be more and more tests, more and more challenges. The more progress we make, more money, more problems, right? I mean, it's the same thing. The more open your consciousness is, the more stuff is coming in, the stronger you have to be to withstand that. You know? One of my favorite chefs is Jacques Pepin. And Julia Child said about him that he has asbestos mouth, right? It's kind of a weird thing, but because he's been a chef, he's been cooking he's been in the kitchen for so long that hot food doesn't bother. He's been tasting so many dishes all over the place that nothing burns his mouth anymore. You know, that she'd be there blowing on the thing, and he would just take the soup and taste it and be like, needs more salt. And it's kind of the same thing. We expose ourselves to so much more. The longer we do this, we've endured so many of these kind of hot spoonfuls of soup that eventually we kind of learn how to deal with it. We learn how to fortify ourselves against it. But over the course of that career, it's more and more soup, more and more tasting, hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter, more and more. And that's kind of the same thing. There's going to be a lot more opportunities for you to burn your mouth. And really, it's a matter of developing those kinds of defenses so that we don't get burned. Right? The more times we get near a 9 of Swords, you know, there's always that risk of us getting burned. But eventually we'll fortify ourselves and we'll know how to, it's not going to affect us. It doesn't mean that we're still not going to be tested, but we keep getting tested to make sure that we're developing that asbestos mouth, right? And maybe it is something about your mouth that's different. Like I said, it was a head and face kind of thing. Maybe it's something with the teeth, or you did something different. I don't know if you got a piercing or something different about something that's a big kind of, like anyone that sees you would be like, whoa, you changed something. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But anyway, the Art or Temperance card. And really, the Emperor here is the one that's got the asbestos mouth. Right, this is the one that is in perfect control of their faculties. This is when your heart and your mind and your body are functioning as one confident being. I mean, that's when we look at this card, that's what we think, confidence. The confidence to know your heart and your mind in harmony, and then your body executes the plan. You have this vital energy now, and that, I think, is real power. When your heart and your mind make the decisions together as an alliance, as a unified committee, and then your body is happy to fulfill the action, the kind of physical realm, material world part of that. You know. And I think this is the card of the difficulty, because sometimes when we're in a situation like this and when we're coming out of this, again, when you're in the hermit mode, it might feel like, oh gosh, I've been in there for days. We have an issue with confidence at that point. But confidence returns. This is coming back. This is the obstacle, really. It's for you to trust in your confidence. Not lose confidence just because we took this detour. This was a part of the path. So there's no guilt, there's no regret. It is what it is. Something that we had to endure, and something that we had to move away from and get back on our main path. The final card here being this sun energy. This is your path. This is your destiny. And I think that this is the acceptance that you have of, yes, this is life. There will be detours. And we don't know if the detours are detours, if it's part of the main path. We've got to open ourselves up and trust in Spirit. We've got to have that clear communication, because we might think, well, this Nine of Swords, that must be my fate. And that's the problem with the Nine of Swords, especially the 9. When you get this deep into something, you start to feel like, this is just my fate. This must be my destiny. And we feel defeated already. Right? And because the confidence is gone, the fire energy is gone, and it's just, I guess this was where I was meant to end up. Okay? And that's a difficult thing to deal with. But the Sun card here, this is light, life, love. This is you recognizing and maybe perhaps seeing from a cosmic perspective the nature of your path. And if you look at your path over the course of your life, it's not a straight shot from here to success, whatever your path is. I don't know if this is a career thing, if this is a spiritual thing, if it's kind of relationship stuff. Whatever your sense of destiny is, whatever your path is, it's not a straight shot. It's not even a circular orbit. Perhaps it's very elliptical. Perhaps it's windy. You know, who knows? It could be very circuitous. We all have different paths. Yeah. But I think this cosmic perspective lets you see an overview of the maze. You know, and maybe you went, my daughter, she's 3.5. She's really into doing those mazes in like those preschool kind of workbooks, you know. She loves the mazes. And I find that those, I like doing them too. They're so fun. You don't want to just have a straight shot. It's fun to go through the maze. What if it was just one corridor and you go from, you know, the mouse is over here, the cheese is over there, it's just one straight line? I'd get bored. My daughter would get bored. We like that we go down the wrong path. So we say, whoops, we got to turn around, go back. That wasn't the way. Can't go through the wall. Sometimes she tries to go through the walls, you know. But we like to see that it's all part of the path. We're meant to go down some blind alleys sometimes and take some detours sometimes. As long as we realize that that's not the finish line, that's not the cheese at the end, that we do have to turn around and go back or go through the wall, whatever you know, whatever you're feeling on the day. I think this is a very important card, and this is the spirit. This is the overview of the thing. Yeah, we always have to come back to this perspective, because the Nine of Swords, again, we can get so immersed in that we feel that we're just at the bottom, rock bottom of that energy. We've got to rise back up and see things for what they are and just think, wow, that sucked. I don't want to do that again. And we turn around, we go back to our path, and we continue on. We keep moving forward. Yeah. There's a connection with stained glass for you. I don't know if it's from a church, maybe, if it's like on a window that you have, or I don't know, I guess you can have stained glass art, something like this, or some kind of a crafts project that you did. But there's some stained glass that's very familiar to you. Yeah? I don't know what that is. Think of the way the light shines through that stained glass. It's all the same light coming through, just different colors. Looks differently depending on, you know, which panel it's shining through. But it's all part of a big picture. Yeah. I don't know what that picture is. I feel like it's a religious image, a religious scene. Yeah. Very curious. I love stained glass too. Let's look at the mystery card now. Okay. Let's see what is going on with our little horse, Mr. Ed. All right. Maybe we should see some earth energy. Yeah. Maybe we've got the maze here. What it would be, maybe the world or universe card. Maybe the 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. But we also don't have any water energy here. There's really just a lot of fire and air. Is it going to be either water or earth, okay? If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Let's see what we've got. It's 2 of Pentacles. This is you. No one, okay. You hit a dead end. Turn around, go back. Take it all in stride. Do a little dance and a little spin move and go back to the corridor. You know, whoops, I'm in the wrong room. A little spin move, bow, tip the hat, and leave. But understand that there's going to be another wrong turn too at some point. Because that kind of adds to the richness of life anyway. That adds one panel in that stained glass window or whatever it is that you've got. And it's all part of a very rich and colorful life, right? We don't want a straight path in life directly to our goals. I mean, maybe we do, but usually don't get it, right? But be ready for the ebb and flow. Be ready for the ups and downs of the waves, right? I think this is a good confirmation card. But it is saying right now that the steps need to be taken. This is the realm of the physical world and action and the way things have to be moved about. The change needs to take place, right? We don't stay in that 9 of Swords room. This is saying you've got to turn around and walk out. Get back to your path, okay? We're going to do an extended reading, too. If you want to stick around for that, click on the link up here in the corner. Or there's a link also in the video description. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, but I'm here every single day, 6 a.m. Chicago time. Come back, see me tomorrow. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.